Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? You already know we back at it again for another episode of Before You Do Something. Y'all peep that. How everybody doing out there? It's been a few days since I last had a chance to tap in with you. I'm fresh back off my little Las Vegas trip. Las Vegas overrated in my opinion. Expensive for no reason. But to each be his own. I could find better and more useful things to do with my time and my money than to pay for some overpriced stuff, especially when you got kids out here starving. you know, Try to charge $19 for an Impossible Burger with no fries. And then on top of that, the lady that was trying to sell it to us was rude. But that's a whole nother story. So I'm just leaving the detention center, got over there today, missed my kids, and when I tell you this one was a really hard one today, probably the hardest it has been since I went in there, because I went today on the heels of one of the youngins, Loon. Courts did him dirty. He got life plus all the numbers that he that's associated with his name. I can't even remember all that mess, but shout out to his mother Michelle and his family, his brothers, and everybody that cares about him, because he's a good kid, and it just ripped his life away from him, man, and that hurt, it did. Secondly, when I got in the detention center, my little homegirl, whose school I had went to, I think it was Friday before I left. No, it might have been Thursday. Was it Friday or Thursday? Well, she was back in there. And my little youngin that I spoke with, he was back in there. And then a young man, peace to the God knowledge, that I mentored. He called me his spiritual father. He was supposed to come down on the 7th for his daughter's situation. They had a court date, but make a long story short, she was in there. And the regular ones that have been there since I've been going for these past few weeks, because the population always changes. And I don't even know where to begin to start with when it comes to my feelings about all of these kids. Shout out to Pudge. She said something to me as I was leaving. And she said that she doesn't know how to deal with grief. A young lady said that she actually seen her brother being killed in front of him. She told me, she said, Prince, people just don't know what's going on with us. And they don't. Yeah, so it's been kind of heavy today, y'all. It's been really heavy, man. Thought about my conversation with Jamon earlier. Shout out to Jamon. What's up, big bro? We had a good vibe. Since I've last tapped in with you, I did a video in Las Vegas. I actually tried to upload it on my phone, but for some reason, it's not taken. So I said I'm gonna go with the tablet this go around, and but I got the business cards done. Well, they still being done. I got a couple more designs for some sweet T-shirts, a little Las Vegas inspiration. and came up with a few things that I think that will be beneficial to the work we're doing. We got the cover page for the channel. We already gotten the spoken word. And we had a logo. We got the t-shirts. We got the words. And I'm just ready to get active with it, yo. I'm like, I told some people that one of the best things that could have happened to me was the events that led me in the hospital almost 2 weeks ago. And I know what you're probably saying, like, man, are you serious? How could that be the best thing that happened to you? And let me just tell you why. One of the reasons is why that was one of the best things that could happen to me was because of the urgency it put on my life, right? It just made me really start thinking about what I'm doing with my time, how I'm spending it, who I'm sharing it with, you know. I haven't been as accessible as I normally would be to people. Not because I'm anti-people, but because I'm pro what I'm striving to accomplish and do. And until I can get my feet firmly planted in this project, it's the only thing I'm thinking about, you know? But why am I thinking about it so deeply? I just told you. Let's give an 18-year-old life. Plus 3. I think, how did she say it? I think I want to read this to you. And it hurts my heart, man, that we could even be in a situation like this, man. She said they gave him life plus 13 years, plus 3 years, plus 20 years with 10 suspended. Oh. $18 years old. He actually turned 18 in the detention center. So I wanted to do an upload in front of the detention center today, but for some reason I just couldn't. I couldn't get the energy to do it. I said I would come to one of my favorite places in the city and sit here and just talk to y'all for a minute because, man, I'm just really, really heavy right now. And then to go back in there and to see kids that I had just finished interacting with prior to going to Vegas, all now sitting right back in them same spots. To their mothers, I don't want y'all to think that it has anything to do with the way you raise your children, you know, because sometimes we can be critical of our parenting and thinking like, well, what did I do wrong? What's causing my child to continue to go down this path? And it could be a lot of contributing factors, you know. We definitely know social media is one. We know their peer social group is another. Mental health issues, self-esteem, lack of fathers. It's just so many contributing factors to these complex problems. But I would encourage you to be light with yourself and your judgment of yourself, because it's not just something that you're dealing with alone. It's a world problem. Yeah, man, it's a world problem. And the world problem is the problem with the world. We don't care about kids anymore, man. Kids are just becoming a meal ticket for some. The young lady looked me right in my face and told me, she said, they just don't know what's going on with you. It was like, Mr. Prince, can you please? And I'm only just one person. And I love going in there to talk to them And I let them know, like, yo, man, I just need y'all to be great. I need y'all to slow down. I need y'all to think, man. I don't want to see you in a cemetery. I don't want to see you in a morgue. I don't want to see you behind bars. I would much rather encounter you in a space where we could both sit down, laugh, joke, eat, have some fun, and get you back home to your family. Yeah. And to think that a young man that I nurtured and helped develop, this child is in the detention center. Because when I met her for the first time, I called out her first name. She looked around as if I was talking to somebody else. And I was like, no, you. Then I said, you? She said, yeah, you. I said, then I called out her middle name. And I told her, I said, yo, I literally just got off the phone with your pops. You don't even understand who's in your presence right now. So now I got a niece in there. And she told me she's going to be sad if her court date comes up and she doesn't go home. And that sadness can trickle into a whole lot of other areas of a person's life if left unchecked. She said she was going to be sad, and she's beautiful. And she's Knowledge's daughter. So, pardon me for being heavy. Pardon me for not really fully recovering from the flight. Pardon me for not giving that raw energy. But I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, what are we doing, yo? What are we doing? I can't wait to bring y'all and let y'all see the stuff that they're working on. I hope y'all find it educational. Hope y'all find it fly. I hope you just found it us. I did the before exercise in the detention center with the kids today. They seem to latch on to it pretty good. But it's hard for them to stay motivated when you see your peers having their whole life taken away from them, man. So shout out to Michelle and her family and Luna. I love you, bro. You know, I know we haven't spoken a while, but hey, man, I'm still here, man. Whenever you want to reach out, you know, you got a journey ahead of you. And the most important thing that's going to help you along the way, man, is just knowing who you are, you know. And to the victims of the crime, of why he's in there, I just would I hope and build that y'all could just find some forgiveness for the young man, because he's a good kid, man, you know. This stuff get happening in the neighborhood, so I'm like I said, I apologize for the lack of energy today. But, you know, it ain't even about that. Today is really, really effective, man. When you could see a man's daughter that used to be mentoring in the same situation, and then you see two kids that you had literally spoken with right before you took a trip, only to come back and they both are now in the detention center. So before you do something, y'all already know what it is, man. You better what? You better think, you know. You better think, yo. Peace, I'm out of here.